Fight Camp Virtual Boxing 100-day review. This better be a good video. I've had the Fight Camp for quite some time now, and I do like the product for me. I wanted to walk through the things I loved, things I didn't love, and should you buy it. But first, let's cue an amazing montage.
Sometimes I lose my mind, get a little ratchet. Hoes want cash or to get his hard dick. From that place where they move right bricks and the cops say hi with a damn nice stick. Broad daylight and we still hit licks. Rock 10 gold chains and you still ain't shit. Sip a little something, bitch, get a little lit. Just might go M Night Shyamalan split. Brick a nigga, this is sticker. Send a shot, hope you get the picture. Bitches lying, better switch the filter. We know how you look. Michael Jackson Thriller, Linker. Try to see that you need us. You can't have good without evil. Raised in the cathedral, you don't know who to trust. It's a Game of Thrones and I'm Littlefinger. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Everybody know that I'm bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Everybody know that I'm bad to the bone. Bad to the bad to the bad to the bone. Bitch better know that I'm heir to the throne. Bad to the bone.
All right, day 5. One of the things I'm kind of upset about is there's no AirPlay support. Like, you can't AirPlay the voice audio to another speaker. You have to actually plug it into a cable. So I can't use my HomePod to play the audio, which is kind of disappointing. This is gross. And I still haven't figured out how to turn the music off, but I sent them a question, hoping to find out soon. And really tying this part down, I know I didn't do it, really helps with the top part moving a lot, as well as adding in these foundational pieces. Helps with the thing moving a little less. It still moves around, but what you gonna do, you know? I think this is a great bag if you have the space in your home or apartment. It's more challenging in an apartment because of the high impact nature of boxing and the ability for this to move around. But in terms of quality, I really love these little mats here. I feel like now I have a gym in my bedroom, which I love and I appreciate. And I can do stretching, sit-ups, and all that jazz on here too. Day 7. So this is super convenient, right? There's a boxing gym nearby, but they're closed because of everything that's going on. And I love that. I need to close the door. They only have a select few set of times, whereas this one I can take the class anytime I want. Sadly, there's no live classes, but that's okay. The recorded classes are good. And I can pick 15, 30-minute, and 45-minute classes, so it's really up to my schedule for that day, which makes it super convenient. And it also makes it easier not to do the class, because when you're going to an actual place and you have booked something, you're just more committed because of the external factors. So, you know, you get your trade-offs, but I do love the convenience factor, and I think having the proper blend of going to a location to work out and doing it at home is the best thing. I did figure out that you can turn the music off, and you just use the volume slider on the app. I thought that was for the person talking and the music, so maybe like adding a music volume text to let us know that that's for music volume only. And then I just play my own music, and that just makes it way more exciting. I just wish they taught to the beat of the music, but that's hard when you're using a service that's radio-based, and I think the music licensing laws are so strict that really only Peloton has kind of figured that out of all the fitness companies online. The gloves are great, love the gloves. I'm not any professional boxer, but they're good, nothing wrong with them. Fight Camp, day 20. What gets measured gets managed, so I love that there's stats and data in terms of how many punches I've done with the trackers, and that helps motivate me. Like, it says you want to hit 200 punches within these 2 minutes, so it keeps me going and excited. And then there's also competition in terms of like power, how much power did you put in those punches, and I love being able to see like the ranks, because I'm just a competitive person. That gets me excited to want to work harder. The sad thing is, since I'm in an apartment, I try not to hit it that hard, just because it hits the walls and makes a lot of noise. And this one kind of does move a little bit, but I put it up against like the corner, as you can tell here. And Fight Camp does say if you put sand in it, it's better. But I think I'm probably going to be moving again out of this apartment, so pouring sand out of that's going to be pretty challenging. So I'm using water only right now. Day 45. One of the things that is kind of getting crazy is the wraps. It's kind of falling off. The Velcro part is not sewed on very well, so it's kind of just coming off the thing, which isn't ideal. But I've only really washed this 4 or 5 times. And I don't know if I can show you this well enough, but see right there, as you can see, kind of the Velcro is coming off. It's supposed to be glued straight on, but every time you pull it off, it gets pulled off a little bit more, and I close it when I wash it, so I'm not sure what's happening with that. Not a deal. I'll have to contact them and see if it's like replaceable or something like that. One of the challenges, especially if you wear an Apple Watch, the Apple Watch with the wraps, and this is any boxing, your wraps can kind of go over the Apple Watch, and especially I wear with the button in front, it can push the button, and then when you're also punching, if you punch pretty hard, it'll turn on fall detection, so I have to turn fall detection off, and that's just boxing workouts in general. And as you can tell, like, this is on carpet, right? It's right next to my bed, and I put it on the thing with the little bumpers right there, as well as the base. So the downside of that is there's static electricity when I'm punching the bag, so because it's like kind of moving around a little bit, it creates static electricity on the bag. So it's not perfect, not ideal, but that's kind of the drawback that you have to reduce the noise in an apartment like this, where I don't want my downstairs neighbors to come kill me because I'm boxing up above them. So that's just something to keep in mind if you put this on carpet. Ideally, you don't want it on carpet, you want it on some kind of hard surface, but I don't really have a lot of options here. So that's kind of what it's like to have this punching bag inside of an apartment. Day 73. And I think one of the biggest value props is, let's pull up the app. When you look at the app, some of the things I really love about it is you can go ahead and see all workouts on the top and be able to filter by the number of rounds. So it's kind of the time that you spend boxing. And it's great because they have a variety of length of classes. So this is super convenience factor, right? If I want to do 8 rounds, 10 rounds, I know it's going to take me about 40 minutes plus probably 5 for stretching and starting. You have 30 minutes, and then the 4 rounds is 15 minutes. So if I wanted to just do a quick 15-minute boxing, I can go ahead and filter by that length. And I think that is so critical, especially you buy this to do it at home for the convenience factor, and I think it's absolutely love the filtering, and that you can download for offline use. So let's say you're using it in your basement, but I do use it on my iPad, and sadly I don't have a bigger screen right now. I don't have a TV in this apartment bedroom, so that's kind of one of the downsides. But overall, you know, I love that the app experience is easy, and they have kind of workouts of the day, quick workouts. They can be like, all right, these are quick 15 minutes, and they have different series, so you can go ahead and do like a series as well as like just specifically core workouts. So I love those features. The big thing is like the music stations. Sadly, you can't really pick your own music. It's kind of radio style, but they do have a good selection of stations that you can pick from. I personally just don't like it, so I just turn the music off and play my own music, which I'm happy they have that option available. And I didn't realize that the volume control is only for the music and not for the person who's talking. So you can just turn the music all the way down and then turn the volume up on your iPad or device and then only hear the audio and then play your own music on another speaker. For me, I personally like boxing once to twice a week. So can multiply that by 4 weeks. Let's say 4 to 8 classes for $40. That's $5 to $10 per class, a virtual class, where I could just watch an online YouTube class, but then you wouldn't get the tracking, you wouldn't get some of those other motivating factors, the leaderboard. So is it worth those $5 to $10 for the leaderboard, for the tracking? I don't know. That's for you to decide. How much value and how much is it worth it to you? Day 100, it's been about 3 months since I've had this device, and is it worth it? Should you get it? $40 a month for the membership. The punching bag is a whole nother like $1,200, $1,400. The price is a bit challenging to swallow, especially when you compare it, right? Only if you compare it to the likes, I would say the king, queen of the fitness online virtual world, Peloton. Peloton offers, their virtual classes are live. The value in the live classes is that their instructors call out your name, your screen name. I love being, I'm narcissistic. I like when my name is called. And you don't get that in FightCamp. But you do get the recorded and the convenience factor that you would in a Peloton. The difference is FightCamp only gives you core, kickboxing, and boxing classes, whereas Peloton gives you yoga, spin, running, strength, and the list just goes on. And there are alternatives that you can get, different kinds of punching bags, but I do love that they have these smart tracking features, and you can see your punches and just the data, like what you measure gets managed, so it's great to keep you motivated and going. I saw a company called Box House, I think, on Instagram. They're posting it, and they're selling the bag, just the bag, for $200. Obviously, FightCamp provides much more. It just depends on how involved and how deep you want to be within the brand. But since everything is online nowadays, right, there's so many free online YouTube classes for boxing, live classes that you can take like through Rumble Boxing on Zoom. So is this something really that you should be paying $40 a month for? I'm not 100% convinced. I think Peloton is the same price, and you get a lot more classes. You get live classes, and FightCamp doesn't offer live classes yet, but you do get recorded classes. And sadly, you can't use the tracking feature, the smart feature, unless you're using the FightCamp app with the membership. So that's kind of one of the downsides. I wish I could take this to like an in-studio boxing class and be able to see my numbers. All right, how about we go sit down and I'll explain some more. And then it comes down to, are you using this consistently? I've slowly stopped using it just because of like the static electricity and not having enough space to kind of move around the bag and the movement of the bag in my apartment room, and it feels so cramped that just those small things, I haven't been able to shift my behavior to want to use it. I prefer to do a spin on the Peloton and get my heart rate high rather than doing the boxing in here. I enjoyed going to a group fitness boxing class though. So it's a matter of, are you gonna stick to your habits? You know how to build habits, and if you already love boxing, this is great. If you wanna get into boxing, just make sure that whatever it is, whether it's FightCamp or any other product, that you are gonna develop the habit, you're gonna stay consistent, and you're gonna start small. Follow the proper mindsets to develop the habit of using this tool, because it is a tool, right? You can go outside and do jumping jacks, squats, and push-ups, and that's a free workout. But if you wanna do boxing, like, you have to be motivated to create the habit of using this consistently. My name is Shervin Shares. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.